Alex Radical from Board Game Co.
I'm Professor Meg, and welcome back to our Top 100 series as of 2025.
Top 100 games of all time as of 2025. You have to do the whole title, it doesn't make it real.
And Alex, what bracket is this?
This is 40 through 31.
Meaning that we've already done how many videos?
6 videos.
And we have how many to go?
3 after this one, they include 4 including this one.
To find out our number 1.
Also to find out number 2, or number 3, or number 4,
sure.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12,
I don't
13,
think
14,
they care
15, 16,
about
17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22,
any of
24, 25, 26,
those.
27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, and 40. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and dive into top 100. A few general reminders. Number 1, we are doing a... I did it again. I've been wanting to add... I'm doing a channel giveaway. It's a channel support drive and giveaway.
You did it again?
I meant to do this last video and I forgot again this video.
Ew.
What I said in the channel giveaway thingy, because it's a support drive plus giveaway. So if you appreciate the videos, you want to support the channel, Ko-Fi, Patreon, YouTube membership, all that stuff is great. But also, sometimes giving away free stuff helps people. What are you doing?
Keep going.
What I've been meaning to do for the past 3 videos is I've been meaning to, like, at the beginning of each of the last 5 videos, I was going to be like, and I'm adding this game to the giveaway, and I'm adding this game to the giveaway, and I keep forgetting to do it. So technically I wanted to, like, add 5 games to the giveaway, but I've been forgetting to do it. Also, I don't even have the 5 games picked out yet. I have 1 picked out, and I was going to, like, figure it out for the rest. But I do plan on adding games to the giveaway, which if you watch tomorrow's video, maybe I remembered to do it in that one. Maybe I did not. Who's to really say? But anyway, the point is, channel support drive and giveaway. If you want to go and check that out at the link below. I'm going to do that. There we go. Also, while you're down
Coffee
there,
is so good.
while you're down there, you can also go ahead and check out our channel sponsor is Allplay. Allplay is a site where you can get a variety of great games, some of which have been featured in the top 100. You can get amazing board game shelves. I'll be talking more about these shelves later, but like we're letting the dust settle because we're doing other stuff first. But I will be talking about these shelves. You can get those. You can get tables, bags, playmats, and all those kinds of things. And you can also follow them on crowdfunding because they put out a lot of Kickstarters every year, and there's some fun things. Mountain Goats Legacy is coming up. Check that out. If you thought you liked Mountain Goats, it's better. And if you thought you didn't like Mountain Goats, well, it's still better, so check it out. Anyway.
And you can find them at a lot of your conventions. So if you're going to any of those, be sure to look out for the Allplay booths too.
And with that, we are starting with me this time round. I'll be starting with with my number 40. My number 40 is also, in case you really want to.
Do you have any Allplay games in your top right now?
This one? No, not
in your
this
top
one.
right now?
Honestly, I don't even know if I have any in the next 40. Like, Allplay is good. There's been several of my top ones, but I don't know if any made it this far up.
Yeah.
But that said, if you do want to support Chaos, if you go like yesterday's video, if it gets to 1,000 likes, we will announce our number 1s at the same time, which I do not want to do, because I think that's chaos and craziness and takes away all the fun of it.
Game?
But it's not the same game.
You don't know that.
It's not. How much do you want to
Is
bet
it
it's not the same game? No.
Do you think it's impossible?
No, but I'd bet good money on it.
Do you like bad games? No, that's me. I like bad games.
I assume you like bad games. There we go. She's like,
no,
over
that's
here.
not true. It's not true. That's impossible.
I will go ahead and start with my number 40, and my number 40 is, almost going to grab it over here, The Loop. The Loop from Pandasaurus Games. Pandasaurus actually got like a shout out last time with Castle Combo they had in the last series video. But The Loop is so much fun.
Pandasaurus has some bangers.
I just realized that I put this higher than Spirit Island. Whoa.
That's a choice.
That is a choice.
I like The Loop.
But I'm not taking it back.
I like The Loop.
I think The Loop is easier to table. I think that adds a lot for it. But I like both. Honestly, they have a lot of similarities. But The Loop is a cooperative experience in which you're trying to not have things fall apart on you, like most cooperative games do. But you're basically trying to gather these cards because you're trying to like build your little card engine. It helps if you get cards of the same type because if you basically take this loop action where you can reactivate cards of the same type through just taking a loop. And you can keep doing these loops.
Time loop.
It just gets more expensive every time you do a loop. So you have to be careful about the loop. But it's all about trying to control the flood of chaos, timing your loops perfectly, making sure you have enough energy. It's all scenario driven, so you have these vastly different scenarios that give you different ways and things you're trying to do. There's an expansion in it. This is one of those games that it's so good. I love it. I have never gotten sick of, well, not never, because never's a long time. I have not yet gotten sick of this one. I enjoy the various scenarios. I enjoy the characters and their abilities. I enjoy the card comboing. Again, it's very similar to, it's got a similar arc to Spirit Island, in the sense that you kind of have your asymmetric spirit, because they have their own little like decks and all that, and you start off with your player powers, and then from there you're building from a common pool of tons of cards while you attempt to stop the flood of bad things happening to you. Past that, it's very, very different. I am kind of shook that I have this higher than Spirit Island, but I don't think I want to take it back. I think it's good. I think it's good.
So I don't track things the way Alex does, and so this I feel like is a little egregious. The loop is good, but something that I love from Pandasaurus that's a slightly older game from them that I was playing around the same time is Sonora. Shout out to Sonora, that would have been in my top 100 if I did it all from just walking around and looking at games and seeing what I've played recently, and I don't know if I still have it or if I'm not sure where it is.
I love your list. Your list is like 49, a game I never want to play. A game that's better than the loot, I got rid of it.
No. I'm not saying it would be right here. It would be lower. It would be, you know, probably 80 to 100. But Sonora's really fun. I'm not even going to explain it. It's fun. Look it up if you feel like it.
For someone who gives a lot of crap to dexterity games, I didn't love Sonora. I think it's good.
Sonora.
I think it's good.
And I don't like dexterity anything. Mostly.
Sonora's dexterity.
I know, and I'm saying that I like Sonora. But you like dexterity, but you don't like Sonora.
I don't mind Sonora. I just wasn't wowed by it.
Okay, my number 40. My pal's a little chaotic. My number 40 is gonna be a crossover. Alex, I think we're at like 7 now?
We were at 6 before last video, then we had 2 more last video. That's 8. We're up to 9.
9.
9 crossovers. Only 37.
This is gonna be a little bit on time. Cat in the Box, as the cat is summoned. Cat in the Box, Alex has already covered, but this is a trick-taking game where you are creating the suit that you're playing. So you kind of have a grid, and all of your cards are just black and white. They're not either or. It's like all black and white. But you are choosing what the cards are as you play them, and then locking yourself out of those. But you can also choose to lock yourself out of certain colors to create trumps out of or not trumps, but like create other colors for everything else for yourself. But as you start winning those tricks and placing them in, you're gonna have this little like scoring grid as well for what you do. So Cat in the Box is just super, super clever, a great twist on trick taking. And yeah, I think this is one that's really, really fun to teach people. I enjoy it. It's a very good time.
It's an excellent game. I love it. I think it's very, very... This is actually another one that, like, some of these games I think I like and you rank higher than me, and I think it's interesting sometimes.
I really like trick-taking, and I really think this one's so clever.
Not so clover. It's so clever.
Yes.
My 40... What are we at? My 39. My 39 is a big box, but that's a lie because it's really a bunch of small boxes. This is 20 strong. Upside down. This is 20 strong. This is the big box version of 20 strong, which has all the very small boxes inside. So it's basically just a bunch of small boxes. You just grab a box.
That cover seems like it would be a huge waste when you're playing stuff. It's just such a big cover that you're never going to use.
It's still a huge waste. I'm sorry. I love chip theory. It's still a huge waste. This is like giant dice tray. You can clip the edges or whatever it is. They could do this whole thingy.
Well, I think you could have your whole play area in there.
I mean, that maybe. Maybe.
Then you can pick up and go?
I think it's a little small for a play area, but maybe.
I don't know.
If I can get the whole play area, I will take it back. But if it's just the dice tray...
Because then you can kind of, like, if you're...
I both appreciate that they made it into something functional and think it's so ridiculously not functional. But you do have some of the best Tanglewoods, some of the best 20 strong games. I do think Tanglewoods is one of the better ones. I just played through Cloudspire. Have you played Cloudspire? I just did this. I did a solo gameplay. Has not gone up yet. But I like 20 strong a lot. It has continuously grown for me. I like solo games. I like the solo puzzle of it. I like the variety of the system. I had to pick a single favorite. I don't know which one I'd do. I still have a soft spot for Solo Sentinels, but I think this Tanglewood series is very, very solid. Cloudspire was fun, but my first game I think I got lucky, so it was a little easy for me. So I need to play it again and see if I get lucky next time.
This is too much.
But I like 20 strong a lot. It's a great solo game. Oh, it's a crossover pick, isn't it? It's another crossover pick. We are at 9 crossovers. No,
I don't know.
8,
I think
10
there might be
crossovers.
more. I don't know. We'll have to go back.
We are at 10 crossovers so far, I believe.
If you're keeping track.
I've been keeping track.
If you were sure, Gryffindor.
Yeah. Is that a... I'm sure enough, Hufflepuff. We have to keep going. You have to keep going.
No.
I'm sure enough, Hufflepuff. What can you do next?
No. Because... No. We're not going to get into it.
If you're saying you saw Ravenclaw...
I was doing a quote. You're just saying phrases. I was saying a quote.
Okay. I'm trying to think of one for Slytherin. I don't have one.
But mine was a quote.
Yeah, mine was just a response.
Okay. Mine is this isn't a crossover, is it?
Not yet, at least.
Okay, not yet.
I also think not at all. I love Rolling Heights, but I think not at all. I don't think it made the top 100 this year.
Do you have any John D. Clare's honored?
I don't think so.
No.
In my collection, I have multiple. Yeah. In my top 100, I don't know if I have any.
Rolling Heights. So this is a game where you are building out your city, and you need to do so by constructing your buildings. But there's also an element where you have these different worker meeples as the things that you're doing for your action selection, and you're rolling the meeples. So you're actually chucking them and trying to get them to land standing up, or at least on their side. I don't know, I just really, really like that element of it. I think all of the building aspects and like the requirements and things that you're doing for how you're building these different buildings all makes sense and is very well done, but for me, the piece that really makes it very special is that, like, meeple chucking element. I want to say this is one of the only games that I know of that you're throwing something like that isn't dice.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes, like, there are some games that do runes, like Call to Adventure and stuff like that, but I don't know, I just really, really like it, that I think it's very different and it's very fun, and I think that, again, like, the requirements and how you're buying different things also really, I don't know, it's just very cool that I think it all feeds into itself really, really well with the actions that you're doing. And even if your meeples are laying down or you don't, like, roll them really well, there are still things that you can do with them. So, yeah, Rolling Heights, very, very fun. Really enjoy this one. And it is one that's very, like, engaging if you like doing something that you're really, like, touching the pieces a lot and doing stuff with them.
Honestly, John, if you are watching this, I would love to see you make another game where you literally roll meeples. Not something clever. Meeples. Just meeples again. I love the rolling meeples in Rolling Heights. I love it. I cannot get enough of it. It is so, so good. The reason it shrunk for me, again, still in my collection, but the reason it has shrunk for me is the rest of the game around it is a little samey if you play it enough times, and I've played it enough times. I still love it. I'll still happily play it, but it's one that, like, it went from a 4 to me to a 4.5, and I think I still have it as a 4.5, but I could see it shrinking down as I continue to play it more. The core game is not as variable as other games that have the system, like Cubitos, like Quacks of Quedlinburg, but I love the core meeple rolling system. I love more than any of these other games. So I like it. I like the game. Is it my turn? Yeah, it's my turn.
Yeah.
My 38 is a game that actually is not punched. Clans of Caledonia. That's because this is the expansion box. The expansion big box and all that. I just got this. I have not played the expansion over here, the industrial and all that. But the base game, I have played a bunch. I like Clans of Caledonia a lot. I discovered it last year. It's an old game. I happened to discover it last year because the new one was coming out. So I was like, I'll finally try this game. I've had in my collection for like 17 years. Not that long. I'm exaggerating. And I played it, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is incredible. This was such a good economic engine. It's all about the market. It's all about trying to figure out where to build things, where to place things. You have to manage your money well in the game. You have to manage your money well in lots of games, but it's such a clever, smooth system. I am very excited to play Industria over here because it adds trains and all these other things, and I'm very curious how that adds on to the core system. But Clans of Caledonia is such the base game. I don't know anything about the expansion. The base game is so ridiculously elegant and so ridiculously satisfying. You haven't played this one, have you?
No, I haven't.
It's so good. It's also on BGA, although I wouldn't recommend it first there, like learn it first in my opinion, but it's so good. I love it. I think what I appreciate about this game is how smooth it is. Like, it's one of those games, like, I find that the more...
Is this one that could get the Awakened Realms treatment?
I mean, it just had a reprint.
It looks like... Oh, did it?
I mean, this is the reprint. This just came. But I would love a deluxe version of it. I think it's
art of it seems like the ones that they tend to
It does have
pick
that.
up.
I think it is him. I think it is him as the artist. I can't see anywhere. Designer, illustrator, and Clemens Franz. Yeah, it's Clemens Franz. It's like a Agricola guy. Yeah, I would happily welcome a deluxe version of this, but I think the more I play games, the more you'll see things like me saying, oh, Sankori's incredible. Also, I don't want to tell you how to play it. Or what's the last one I had last video?
Yeah.
What's the one I had last video?
Recall?
Recall.
Yeah, I'm like
I'm
Recall.
not even gonna. I'm not going to teach you how to play it. Now, to be fair, I'm not like I'm teaching you how to play Clans of Caledonia either.
Our poor, like, subscriber base, half of them are going to be messed up for me and call it Recall instead of Recall.
Recall. But I think that, even though I'm not teaching you how to play this one, I think that as more and more Eurogames really satisfy me, sometimes they come at the cost of a degree of complexity, although I do think Recall is not super complicated. Sankori is. But Clans of Caledonia is so simple and so straightforward. It's one of those games you teach you, you're like, that's all? And then you play it and you're like, that was like cutthroat and strategic and tableau building and everything's beautiful. It flows like, it's like butter. It's like butter. I don't know why butter is the analogy I went with. It's like butter. I have no clue why butter.
I'm like, I don't even think you like butter.
I don't know, I think too. No, isn't there an expression like something smooth like butter? Isn't that a thing?
Yeah, I think so.
Then that's why, it's smooth like butter.
I think so. My next up is going to be kind of a crossover. It's Lord of the Rings Duel.
That counts.
So yeah, Alex is gonna count it because
11.
it's similar to Seven Wonders Duel.
We are, by the way, we have 3 crossovers in this video already.
I
Yeah.
told you we were gonna start hitting it.
I'm saying that's more than we've only ever had 2 max in any video.
Yeah.
We officially have the max crossovers, and the video's not
I'm
done.
gonna call it now. I think we have one more at least in this video.
I think maybe just one more. Unless you
No,
have more.
I'm doing it with the same amount of information you were doing it with it before.
Oh, okay.
Where I know that there's ones that you have already previously said are in mine now.
Okay, cool.
Just to explain it further. Lord of the Rings Duel. So this one, we have already talked about. It is a duel game. This one is the full Lord of the Rings treatment, where one side is playing as Sauron and the bad guys, and then the other team is playing as the hobbits trying to get the ring over into Mount Doom. But particularly in the duel games, my favorite piece is that the cards that are laid out, some of them are face up, some of them are face down, and the tags that you're getting really, really matter. And so for some of them it's showing, some of it it's not, and the way the cards are splayed out when you're playing through it, you can only have access to certain ones as you're grabbing them. So I just think that that piece is my favorite piece about these games is, and I've said this before, which kind of shows what kind of a player I am, but not only what you're able to get, because that does not matter in this game. What matters in this game is getting something before your opponent that they want, or blocking them from taking something. So if you're pacing it out that they have to take a card before, if they have to take something before you do, you can kind of have a bit more control over what you're going to have access to. And I just love when you kind of have that push and pull of like, okay, what are you going to give me and how am I going to work with that? So yeah, Lord of the Rings Duel, very fun time. I think that we've said it for the other one, but Seven Wonders Duel is on BGA.
Yes. Some games are basically advanced versions of playing Keep Away, and it can be so satisfying when you do that.
With rules.
Yeah.
Keep away with rules.
Yeah. My 37. My 37 is, I think I'm doing this in the right order. I always keep forgetting, but whatever. 37 is Mind Management, which is both simultaneously very high up on my list and also a drop from last year because things have just been, there's lots of good games. Mind Management is my favorite hidden movement game. It is so, again, going back to what I said before, that simplicity and yet the complexity of the system. I will say, not to its credit, the initial rules, if you play the basic game, fine, that's very straightforward. But if you play the full game, it is not intuitive at first. There's some weird things happening. But the actual rules are pretty straightforward. It's just not super intuitive. But then when you sit down and start playing things and moving things around and trying to chart your pathway or figure out where your opponent went, the fact that you have this grid you're playing on and you can only go to each spot once as the hidden person, you can't like backtrack. You can't ever go to the spot you went before. And as the person starts to reveal, like, what turn were you on that spot? Oh, turn 7 you were on that spot? That means you must be within here, here, or here. Let me use all these abilities. Let me make these deductions. Let me make these educated guesses and gambles as you play through the game. I adore this. Every time I play it, it plays well as a 2-player game, 1 player, one side. It plays well as a team game where they're all working together to try to figure it out. It just plays well. It is my favorite hidden movement game. Nothing has unseated this since I've played it. It's so good, and it plays in like half an hour. Granted, it could be longer, but you can knock out a game in half an hour. I've done so multiple times. It's if you like hidden movement, it's great. It's also based on a comic. That's what Off the Page Games does. They base things on comics, which I read the comic. I think the comic's good. I'm not as in love with the comic as I am with the board game.
So that's what I was just going to say, Alex, is I've always been focused on the game itself when playing, and seeing a little bit of theme. This is the wrong side, so bad. But I've always been focused on the game, that as you were just talking about it, I was reading the box, and
small little bits. Seriously?
Read this.
You sure you're up to it? Maybe try that game to the left instead. Yeah, it's full of charm.
So funny.
Well, that's what the comic's like. The comic has lots of these kind of like subtle conversations. Like over here, not what it seems. Like all these small things.
Yeah, that's very fun.
Yeah. That's my 37.
Shout out to Jay Cormier, because he is a designer and he loves comics. So a lot of it is just him pouring his heart into it. That I believe all the projects he picks are things that he actively enjoys reading and wants to work on. So it's
what will he do when he runs out of games he loves?
I thought you were saying when he runs out of comics to read, which is never gonna happen.
When he runs out of comics he loves. Plus, it's a subset. It's not just the comics you love. It's the comics you love that are willing to work with you. That's like a subset of a subset.
The comics you love. Well, then he'll just do a 2.0. version of the go back to the old things.
That's
Next
so
up,
cynical. It's just a cynical commentary on a board game space. Like, what will he do when he runs out of new ideas? He'll sell you his old ideas, newly deluxeified. It's not wrong, but it is cynical.
okay, anyway, next up is going to be a game that I absolutely love that does have multiple versions of it. And that's going to be Monikers. Monikers is my favorite party game. I think that's going to be my highest one up here. There may be word games, which I consider a little bit different. This is my favorite game that is silly, crazy. You can do anything and just, you do whatever you want. But with Monikers, it is a deck of cards, and they're all different prompts, and some of them are easy, like one word, and some of them are a lot more. So it could be something like Lego, but then it could also be something like the suds that are created from doing your dishes. And then you're going to have different point values for those words as well. So Lego may be a 1, but the suds you create from doing dishes might be a 4. So they're harder and easier to get, but then you have 3 rounds that the first round you are completely describing it. You can say anything you want. So if I'm saying Lego, I can say the bricks that you connect together as a child that are made out of plastic, and there are men in a movie for it as well. But then for round 2, you can only say one word, and you might say bricks and hope that people get Lego. And then for the third one, you are acting it out, and that is the entire point of the game. That's why you're playing this. This is why you do it, is for the charades round where you get to run around and do charades and act out the different things. So that's Monikers. Then you add up the points at the end. There are points. You're doing it on different teams, but really it's just like a fun time for everyone to be really silly, doing different things. You have timed rounds. It's a fun time.
It's really good. I was just looking up to see if it's in my top 100. It's not. I think I even demoted it to a 4 rating this year.
Whoa.
As a 4.5 previously. I demoted it to a 4, and I think that's doing a disservice.
Yeah, it is.
This is a real, I don't know why.
Last time I played this, I had to be the Rockettes as well as Richard Simmons and show nuance and difference between the two during charades. And I did.
It is a really good time. I love it. It's a really good time. I think my desire to play Monikers, I think is a 4. I think it's a 4 to 5. But when I think of the experiences I continue to have with it, even recently, like I played this game recently, I mean, when I think of the experience I've continued to have, the experience is a 5 out of 5. How do you rate that? I don't know, because I usually rate things based on my desire to play, and I think my desire to play is a 4. But that's an interesting conversation.
Shout out to Jenna from the Board Game Garden, because one time we played it together and she suggested a special 4th round where you act with your head only.
That. That's probably why it's a 4
so
for me.
Fun.
I hated that. The amount of nuance you can convey in a head motion.
It's not even in the real rules, though.
I know. No, it's not. I'm joking as to why I demoted. But there's an interesting conversation about your desire to play a game versus the experience you have when playing it. I think I should bump it back up to a 4.5, but I don't think it's going to go.
You made fun of me for So Clover.
Yeah, you should make fun of me. You should make fun of me.
This is your So Clover.
Yeah, absolutely. Totally fair.
There you go.
Anyways, but also I didn't put it in my top 100. That's
okay. Okay, anyway.
Anyways.
They're both good.
My 45, 46.
I'm not sure.
My 36, dear Lord. My 36 is a big box, specifically the El Grande big box. The El Grande big box. Well, it's not because of the big box. It's just because El Grande. El Grande is like, you know how I said Dominion's like the grandfather of like of deck building? El Grande is the grandfather of area control. It is, again...
I don't think I've played this.
Ow.
I'm not crazy.
That actually hurt. I hit my like tendon at the wrong angle.
I'm not crazy about area control.
I'm not saying you'll like this. First of all, it's me.
Can I see? Is it on the back of it?
I mean, it's upside down on the back, but you can do that. So first of all, it's me.
Okay.
The second of all it goes back to, I think, a common trend here, not intentionally, but a common trend between Clans, Mind Management, and El Grande, is the fact that the simplicity and the elegance are top notch. The amount El Grande does with a very simple rule set, very, very simple. The biggest complaint I have is that, in my opinion, it's best at 5. It's very, very good at 4. It's best at 5. It's not hard. It's just we have to.
I'm saying it's hard to schedule.
Yeah, we can make it happen. We can make it happen easily. I'll play it at 4, but there's so many other games I play at 4 as well, and fewer games I play at 5, that for me, I really only play El Grande at 5. But it is so ridiculously good. It is so simple. It's all with area control. There's the king pawn, basically, which you're moving the king around, and you can't affect the king's region. So there's this constant puzzle, and you can only place things adjacent to the king. So you can't affect the king's region, you can only place adjacent to the king, so where the king goes decides on where you're going to place things out, and you're constantly trying to choose between when you want to basically shoot your shot, because you have hands of 1 through 13. There's only 9 rounds in the game, but you have 1 through 13. If you play your 13, you're going first that round. You're drafting the cards, you're picking, but you only have 1/13. So, like, what do you do? And, like, when do you save the 13 for the very end? Do you not? How do you handle that? And also, once somebody plays a number, you can't play the number again. So, if you and another player save your 13 for the end, and they play their 13, well, you're not going to play your 13 at all. So, saving at the very end could be a tough, too. The control and the decisions you make around the game, there's tons of expansions. I've never played with the expansions. I've never felt the need to. The base game has always been so much that I have this big box, and I'm like, base game is fine with me, because I have so much fun playing it. It's not my favorite area control game, but it's the best, most simplest, most purest area control game. Similar to the way Dominion is like one of the games I give so much credit for what it's doing and how it's doing it. There are games higher than this that are area control, but El Grande is, I mean, we're talking 36 over here. 36 over here, I think 36, yeah. That's El Grande, my 36.
Well, my number 36 is going to be a little niche. It's my number 36. I don't think it's everyone's number 36. And that's going to be Mother of Frankenstein. Now, this is a puzzle game where you're working within the real-life story of Mary Shelley, who wrote Frankenstein. And as someone who loves British literature and that entire timeline and genre and things that are going on, I'm someone who loved Mary Shelley before I knew of this game, that I absolutely adored it. A lot of it is going to be about her relationship with Percy Bysshe Shelley, and yeah, it's really, really well done if you enjoy that kind of thing. There's a lot of reading. There's a lot of reading, there's a lot of puzzles. It's an entire puzzle game where you're trying to put different things together, and there are 3 volumes of it, so it progresses for you as well. But I just think this was so well done for specifically what it is, that I was like beaming and so happy and full of joy the entire time I was interacting with this. So if you're someone that likes this, it's going to hit so hard for you. You're going to love it. It's going to be exactly what you want. But I agree that it's very niche and not for everyone. A lot of reading, reading into like what people are saying within their different letters and trying to piece different things of different clues. But yeah, if you like that kind of thing, you're going to love this.
It's excellent. Also, shout out to Post Curious and specifically Morrison Game Factory. I realized those games don't really make it to my top 100 because I don't have them. Like I finished them and then they're gone, and so I don't think of them. But like Morrison Game Factory in particular, I think would be my pick at this point for my favorite Post Curious experience. It should be in my top 100. It should absolutely be. It should be somewhere around here. It should be like top 50. When I think of the experiences I've had, that's one of the few games I think to myself, I wish I could like reset it and re-experience it and just like forget it all. It is a really good game, and Post Curious in general does fantastic games. Again, they should be in the top 100-ish. I don't always think of them because of that.
For anyone that has played or knows Morrison Game Factory, it really reminds me of a specific Community episode that I don't know, I like thinking that that's the computer that they're talking to.
Oh, that makes sense. My 35 is Zombicide. And today I chose Zombicide Black Plague. I debated whether I should choose Marvel Zombies. I do put all Zombicides as one general category. I keep my favorite ones and I get rid of the ones that aren't my favorite ones. But Zombicide Black Plague and Marvel Zombies are generally the ones I consider my favorite ones. I do go back and forth on which ones I prefer. I think at this point I do prefer Marvel Zombies, but Zombicide Black Plague is the one that I fell in love with in the first place, and it's an oldie and a goodie, and it's the one I've played the most, so it gets points for the longevity of the system. I love Zombicide. You're basically a bunch of survivors, and you're basically rolling a lot of dice as you attempt to survive hordes of zombies. On your turn, you get 3 actions. You're trying to accomplish a goal, usually running around, collecting things, gathering objectives, possibly trying to escape, get to an inner sanctum, all these various things. And you take your actions to move around the board, break open doors, you roll dice to attack hordes of zombies, all while finding better equipment and gear, using your hero's asymmetric abilities, while waves of zombies progressively move towards you, and you slowly power up, unlocking new abilities on your asymmetric heroes. Those new abilities will eventually allow you to power through waves of zombies, waves and waves of zombies, trying to deal with the various base game zombies. But I really recommend, one of the downsides of the game is I think the base game is not the best experience on its own. I do think you need some expansions, a few abominations that will mix up the game experience, a few survivors, and then in particular, I love the wolves and the Deadeye Walkers, if we're talking about Black Plague today. They add so much decision space around how you have to try to survive while trying to just hack your way through hordes of zombies. I love it. It is so much fun. Every time I pull it out and play it, I'm like, we're either going to make it or we're not, which is how most games work. You're either going to win or you lose. But like, it's just so much fun. I love the waves. I love it when we die early because it's like you opened that door with one action left and there were 4 wolves behind it. What were you thinking? And I also love it when you strategically outplay the game by really being careful about what you do, by making the right choices, the right decisions, or relying on dumb blind luck. Either way, I adore Zombicide. It is, for those of you watching who are like, it's not for me, I spent like 5 years in the hobby looking at Zombicide, knowing it existed, and thinking to myself, I don't want hordes of plastic miniatures. I want to plant crops and harvest things for victory points. And I ignored the fun that Zombicide could offer. And that doesn't mean it's for you. That does not mean it's for you. But it does mean that if you're someone out there looking at it and thinking it's just a bunch of dumb plastic miniatures, I was once upon a time that person, and boy, have things changed. So, for better or for worse, because your pocketbook's not going to thank you, but your gaming diversity might. That's Zombicide Black Plague, my 35.
I will say, because we're jumping in with opinions now, if you want something that does feel a bit overwhelming with miniatures and fighting off against waves of things, stay tuned for our top probably 10.
I thought you were going to say Mechs vs. Minions.
In Mechs vs. Minions. Isn't that one kind of hard to get, though?
It is definitely very hard to get.
I gotta get up, sorry. My next one fell a little bit.
From, like, 20 to 35?
It fell forward. My next up is another crossover, a big box. It's going to be Ticket to Ride Legacy. I should go back and count how many Legacy games are on my list. I bet it's a lot. I love Legacy games. Ticket to Ride Legacy is going to deliver what you would expect from Ticket to Ride, where you are building out different routes of your trains with certain cards of the same color, but it adds the Legacy element where you're playing through the United States, but the United States wasn't always this big. So you start off with basically just New England, and then it grows and grows as you're playing through the Legacy element of it, and that's all I'm really going to tell you for the story of it. But you're uncovering a bunch of different things. It definitely adds rules to Ticket to Ride, to different things to have you engaging with stuff that I don't think asks too much or changes the game too much, but does add its own elements to it. And the Legacy element of it is just really, really fun. There is a certain thing that you get in this box. I'm not going to say what it is. You can guess what you think I loved in it.
I forgot about that.
What?
The thing you got.
I don't even know if you think it's the same thing.
I might not be, but there's something you get that I forgot.
I loved it. And I was very surprised, and I did not expect to get something like that in a Legacy box for you to be able to use for the Legacy element of the game, and I just really, really liked it. So, yeah, Ticket to Ride Legacy. Heck yes.
My 34 is a game that I believe I've had on my top 100 for quite some time. I believe I have been telling you about this game for years,
Can I
and every
put this
time...
here for a minute?
Sure. And I think every time It's not the only thing I fell. I believe that every time I've told you that this game is on my top 100, I've been like, we should play this game at some point. I should show you this game. But that might happen this year. It might not.
Like that, though.
It may or may not happen this year. We shall see, because this is Istanbul. I love this game. Again, shout out to Simplicity. I'm now saying shout out like you say shout out. I'm just like, it's now stuck there. Shout out to Simplicity. This game is so straightforward. It's so well done. It's also, random fun fact, it's also one of the few times that I align with Shut Up and Sit Down. Shut Up and Sit Down are a great channel with a highly entertaining content, highly informative content. Great channel. But on a personal note, I find I very rarely align with their opinions. Istanbul is one of those exceptions. This is such a simple kind of worker placement game in a way. It's worker movement, worker placement. You're basically marching around the board and dropping off your assistants as you go. And as you drop off an assistant, you take that action of the spot, because you're creating a grid of all these actions. And so you drop off and you take an action. But then you also could pick up one of your assistants and take an action. The problem is, if you ever run out of your assistants, you can't really take actions. So you have to kind of plan your way. Imagine a grid where you're planning your way. You're like, I'm going to take that action, but I'm going to have to take it again later to pick that guy back up if I'm being efficient with my turns. Because otherwise you can just just waste your turns doing nothing. So you really have to think through a sequence of actions that involve some degree of repetition while also allowing yourself the room to do things differently. I will say the base game I liked as is. The expansion, the Mocha and Bakshish expansion, is the expansion that elevated to me very, very heavily. I still haven't played the Scribes and Letters or whatever it's called. I have both expansions in here. I've only bothered playing the Mocha and Bakshish because that did enough for me. I should play the other one at some point. Maybe when I teach it to you, I'll once at a time. It is very, very simple. It's literally just moving around the board, collecting actions, and then trying to work your way through the various ways to get rubies, because rubies are points, and getting the most, getting I think 6 rubies or whatever it is, wins the game. But how you get those rubies is up to you. Choosing your pathway to victory, literally pathway, because the way the board works is everything in this game. The fact that you set up the board differently every time, because the grid is always different. It's randomized, so you have no clue with some rules. But how it's structured, it's so good. Again, I said this before, I love simplicity. I love it when a game is strategic but simple. I love it when a game is a set of rules but manages to be different every time you play it because of variable elements to the way the game is set up. I love Istanbul. It's a great game.
Nice. Well, next up is the crossover that I predicted. That was once predicted.
No, what does it mean?
I just knew you had something.
Oh.
Alibis. So Alibis we have already talked about, but this is going to be it's a card word game where you're going to be dealt out 2 cards that relate to words that are in front of you on the board, and you're trying to put them together. So similar to something else that I was gonna say, but the example I gave wasn't even in this. You guys were filming too much. You're trying to relate 2 words together. For example, robot and storm.
Elevator.
Robot and elevator.
That's actually too easy, but whatever.
And you might put mechanical.
That's what I was thinking. That's exactly the word I was thinking. Oh my god, it's crazy.
So
that's literally the word I was thinking.
You're putting different clues, and you're not only trying to guess. So then you see everybody's clue, and you're trying to guess the words that everyone has. But not only are you trying to do that, but there's one word that no one has, and that's the one that you're actually trying to really figure out for the most points. And yeah, it's just a clever little word game where I think this one does give people a really good opportunity to submit clues, even if you're someone that's a bit more quiet, where you're not always shouting out what the different answers are. This is one where you're more providing clues more than giving them, or more than guessing them. So yeah, otherwise, packs a punch. It's a really, really fun word game. I want to say it's probably the favorite word game of any game group I show this to. It's a very, very solid game, and it's all play.
That's great. It's really great. My 33 is a game you asked me if it was on my list at some earlier point in the video.
And then you put it on the list?
No. It was on the list. Quest for El Dorado.
Yeah. I assumed it was.
It's such a good game. How could you assume it's not?
I think I was trolling you that day.
How
could you not?
How could it not?
You look like you're going to smack me.
It's gonna be... So, Quest, it's a little out of camera at this point, which is sad, but let's move it to... No, it's good enough. Okay.
Quest you just have a big black strip.
Yeah. Quest for El Dorado. I do have a big black strip over here. Quest for El Dorado is... once upon a time, and maybe I should redo this because it's been a while. Once upon a time, I did a video of... If you're starting your collection again with $100, what would you pick? Quest for El Dorado made the cut. I wonder if it would make the cut again today. I don't know, because there's lots of good games I've played, and who knows. But Quest for El Dorado is still an incredible experience, designed by Reina Knizia. It is a racing game. It is a deck-building racing game. I love deck building. I also like... I have to say I like racing games. I usually don't actually like racing games. I mean, I don't dislike them. They're just not games I love and keep and hold on to. But Quest for El Dorado... Because of the deck building, I love what's happening next, because you're building a deck to race across a board. The board is variable. See what I said about variability and how I like that in games. And it's also very, very simple to pick up. And the expansion adds a lot of depth to it, more fun things to go on. But ultimately, you're just working your way towards building that perfect deck, or something's destroying it so that you have a perfect deck left over. There's weeding, there's buildings, all those things, as you try to march your way across a variable board setup, so that it's always a different challenge. You kind of want to chart the pathway and think through, do I want to go heavily on the jungle? Do I really need money this game? Am I trying to build up money so I can buy better cards? Am I trying to weed my deck down to the 8 perfect cards so I can just have great turns every single turn? There's a lot of challenge to it. There's a lot of fun to it. There's a lot of replayability to it. It's also incredibly affordable. One of the reasons I put it in that list of games I would start my collection with is you can regularly find it for like Amazon for like $25, and so that makes it very affordable for the amount of gameplay you get out of it. I like it a lot. I like it to the point that it's number 33 on my top 100.
Nice. My next game is going to be something that was already mentioned by Alex in this video.
Wars and Game Factory?
Technically no, but yes. I don't have it in front of me, but spot we will give to Post Curious, but technically my pick is Molt, which is the Ministry of Lost Things. Now that one, again, where we say affordability and stuff like that, Post Curious does a whole bunch of games from smaller box puzzles to very big box, very satisfying puzzles with great components. And I highly suggest everything that they have made. There's nothing that they have made that I haven't thoroughly enjoyed when I've played through it. Morrison Game Factory being a very, very good time with the story that it also delivers to you. But Ministry of Lost Things is a small box, so it's a bit more affordable that if you want to see if you like their puzzles and if you want to get into it, I highly suggest it because a lot of the puzzles in it were so cute that there are some things that you end up with at the end of the game that if you're someone who likes, like, I don't know, little keepsakes and to keep things out, I just really liked everything that was in that box, and I believe that's supposed to be a series of small box, right?
There's already have a second one.
There's already... So
it was on crowdfunding. I don't know if it's out
Yeah,
there.
so I'm really excited because I do like the small box versions to be able to do different things, but I really like the big boxes too. I like everything that they do. It's some of the most clever puzzle making I've seen in this type of a format, and like I said, the components that you end up with at the end of it, they're just really nice. It's really good, and it is resettable, so it's something that you could reset and give to a friend as well. So, shout out to Post Curious and Molt, but unfortunately I don't have it because it was finished.
I will say, as much as I think Morrison Game Factory would be my pick for my favorite from them, Molt had a moment. I'm not going to tell you what it is because spoilers, but it had a moment in it that affected me more emotionally. Like, emotionally I was affected more by, like, one specific aspect of it, more so than Ministry of Morrison Game Factory.
They're doing good things over there.
They get you both in the strategy and the feels. They get you in the feels.
Mm-hmm. But really quickly, again, shout out to Emerald Flame, Adrift, and I can't think of the tarot one.
Yeah, I can't remember that offhand. Why am I blanking on this one?
Lost.
Nope, not called Lost.
There's a tarot one as well, where it's a tarot deck that you can go through all of these different puzzles within the cards that are in it.
Why can't I remember what it's called?
I feel like Lost is in it.
Nope, that's Ministry of Lost Things.
You might be right.
I will come back to it. My 32 is For Shuffle. This game is so much fun. And I don't know if I like the base game more or Dartmoor more. To be fair, if we're being really technical, I like the base game of Dartmoor more than I like the base game of For Shuffle. But if you're including expansions for For Shuffle, I don't know whether I like the expansion and base game more or less than Dartmoor. They're both fantastic, and they're both standalone. You do not need them both. But For Shuffle is basically a fun little tableau game where you're just trying to gather cards and just place them around your little trees or swamps if you're playing Dartmoor. Moors if you're playing Dartmoor. But you're basically trying to just optimize your scoring across dozens and dozens of different types of things. Do you want butterflies? Do you want birds? Do you want lizards? Do you want, I don't know, anything. There's so many different things. Elk and foxes and rabbits. There's all these things. They all score differently. And within their categories, there's shrubs. Plants, trees, everything. Salamanders. Those are lizards. I said lizards.
Okay.
There's so many different things, and they all score in different ways, and even within the categories, they often score in different ways, and you're trying to optimize the way you build your giant forest, and it does become a giant forest, which is one of the things I like so much about it. It just gets so sprawling. The one downside, which is where BGA is nice, is scoring at the end can be a bit of a mess to make it all work. It's doable, but, it's a lot, and BGA does handle that for you. That said, I still enjoy this far more in person than I do in BGA. There's something fun about just watching the table sprawl out as you play with your friends and just make it all work. I highly recommend For Shuffle Dartmoor. It's quick, it's cheap, it's inexpensive, it's a great time. It's a great time.
Alright, I'm gonna grab my next one, but can you look up that thing? Because I don't have my phone, but it's gonna kill
the entire time I've been talking.
It's going to kill me.
The entire time I've been talking, I've been trying to think of what it was.
My next up is going to be a really fun polyomino game, Barenpark. Now this one, again, is on BGA, so shout out to over there. But Barenpark is a game where you are building out a park of bears. And so you start off with only one little square tile, and you eventually have
light
4...
in the mist.
Light.
Dear Lord.
Light and mist lost. I was like, I knew I could see the L.
Barenpark, good choice.
Barenpark. So you have your different pieces of your park that you're building out, and then within it you are placing different types of bears that are going to score you points. But you also have a few other little things like I think like bathrooms and food stalls and stuff like that. And it's all just like polyomino placing for optimization, where what you're trying to do the most is get actions before other people. So if you're able to acquire the higher point bears before other people, you're trying to do that, as well as score some goals that everyone is trying to work toward because they're extra points. And then when you complete certain areas, you're going to get these little icon things as well that give you trophy points that they're basically in sequential order. That I think the first one's like 16, but then it's 14, 12, 10. So you want to be the first, or at least in that front bracket. Otherwise, you're going to lose a whole ton of points. But this one is just a very satisfying polyomino where each of the different types of bears are different shapes. So it's also very cool that, like, you know, the polar bears are always going to be like a certain shape and things like that. But yeah, that's just how the game works out. But it's a fun little polyomino guy.
It's an absolutely fantastic game. It has dropped for me over time because of the sheer amount that I've played it, and it's a fairly straightforward game for the sheer amount that I've played it. It's still in my collection. It's still a fantastic game, but dropped for me.
I'm not that good at it, so I think it's like, I think sometimes that makes me like a game, and sometimes it makes me not like it, and I think with Barenpark, I'm like chasing that,
And
like, I know I can do better, I know I can get it next time.
And it is one of those games that, at least if you're playing base game, I should play the expansion more, but base game, I do usually win.
The rails confuse me.
Monorails?
You add that, I'm like, I can't do anything.
The game is so much fun. I like the expansion a lot. Honestly, if I was thinking of the expansion more, it'd be bumped up a bit, but
Yeah.
it's good.
Yeah, it's a really good one.
My 31 is one of the games that I call my guilty pleasure games because this is Valeria Card Kingdoms.
It's
And
too
now
big.
I understand I'm blocking my face at this point. This is
big.
only so much I can do. Valeria Card Kingdoms is one of those games like Catan, in which you roll dice and collect things. You roll dice and collect things regardless of whose turn it is. So on my turn, I roll dice. Everyone collects things if you have the right stuff to collect things. I find this game so satisfying. First of all, the art in general by the Micho is fantastic art in general. The gameplay is just every turn you just do two things, and those things involve gathering more stuff, gather more villagers to help you out, to be able to roll more things and get more stuff as you do it. It is such. Be careful with those games, by the way.
I'm trying to give you real.
It is so satisfying to figure out which actions are going to be the most economically efficient for you. Do you want domains? Do you want to fight monsters? Do you want more villagers? The citizens. They're called citizens technically. The base game as is great. The C expansion, which I always forget the name, but whatever the Valeria C expansion one is, that really mixes up the game with a ton of ways that are a little trippy. The cooperative expansion is a great way to play. I enjoy this game cooperatively as well, which is, like, I really enjoy cooperatively and competitively, which is kind of rare for the way the game is working. There are so many valid complaints about it. There's valid complaints. You end the game with too many resources. You don't feel tight in the economy. There's many, many, many valid complaints. But at the end of the day, I just have so much fun playing it. Have you played this?
I don't think so.
Oh my gosh. After this.
I believe I learned Siege.
That's
The
the game?
Siege one?
Yeah.
I believe I learned that one and didn't really get to play it that much.
Yeah.
But that's the only one.
It's a fantastic game. I love
Yeah.
it. Guilty pleasure, but for sure. But I mean, the fact that it's this high up, it's just consistently. It's a good game. I like it.
Nice. Well, before I do the final game of this video, I'd like to take this time to remind you all that if our previous video gets enough likes, Alex and I are going to announce our #1 game at the same exact time. And this is also a great time to remind you, if you'd like to guess what our #1 games are going to be, put it down in the comments below. A bunch of people have already guessed. They might be right, they might be wrong, but if you're the first to do so, you're going to get bragging rights. So
I should also note for those, just as a note, we are filming these in advance, which means you only have like a day or two to make that video get enough likes. Like, you might have hours from when this is filmed.
now.
Because at a certain point, we'll have filmed it already and it's too late.
Yeah. So it's up to you. Only you can be the difference you want to see on YouTube.
And this is where you spend your time.
Next up is going to be yet another polyomino game. I would say it's polyomino. It's going to be Isle of Cats Explore and Draw. Now, this is a game that I don't think I'll ever cool down on this. I love it. I love the solo version. I play that a lot as well. But this is going to be a game where you are choosing cards. Okay, so ready? Ready for this, Alex?
Ready.
You have multiple rounds. Each round, you're going to have a market of cards to choose from, and you're choosing, I'm going to get this wrong, a column or a row? A column.
I think it's a column or a row.
I think, no, because the special ability lets you do a row instead of a column.
Oh, okay, fine, yes.
I think it's the column that you're choosing. So you're choosing cards, and some of them are going to be cats, some of them are going to be treasure, and your cats are all different colors that you're going to be getting points for how you place them and score them, because you're trying to fill your different rooms. You're trying to cover any rats that are there because those are going to be negative points. And then when you start making families of same colored cats, they're going to score you more and more points. But within all of those cards that you're drafting, you're not drafting them because you can all choose the same column. But when you're choosing from them, you can also choose ones that add rules as well. Not rules, but scoring for you. So you could choose one that says you're going to get 4 points per purple cat, or you're going to get 5 points per green cat that's completely alone. So you can add extra scoring for yourself in that sense, but regardless, putting your cats of the same color together and filling those different rooms is going to be really, really important. But this is just one that is really easy reset, really easy to play and understand. You have these polyomino shapes. There's dry erase markers for every single color for every single player. So everyone's able to have their own little pack and like color in all of their different cats. I've played this a ton and all of my dry erase markers are still great, so I can even speak to that. But this game slaps. It hits. It's a good one.
And that brings us to the end of the fourth to last video. We have 3 more videos left, going over 30 through 1. We have 12 crossovers, which means based on my goal, we need 31 more to go, which is totally doable.
That's not... That would be like the entire top...
No, because it's every other game on average, because like yours might cross over to mine.
Yeah.
I don't think we're hitting it, but I'm going to do the best and darndest I can to just keep filming and see what happens. We also are owed, according to Meg, you didn't specify a number. I said we have 2 more direct crossovers, and you think more. You think we have more direct crossovers.
Does that mean the same time?
Yeah, the same exact time. You're like regretting your choice.
Who said that?
Well, I know we have some overlap. We still have 30 more games that... Of those 30 more games... Ooh, this is a fun one. How many crossovers do you think we have that neither of us have said at all? Meaning they haven't been listed.
At least 7.
I'm going to guess higher.
I can name them now.
I'm going to guess higher than that. I think we have higher.
I said at least 7.
Well, this is the game. Okay, whatever.
7 plus.
I love how your second guesses are higher or lower. My second guesses have to be exact.
My guesses are vibes.
I do think we have at least 7 crossovers of games that neither of us have mentioned yet. Neither of us, because they're that high. Because I can think of like 4 or 5 offhand. I can't think of 7. I'm just assuming there are. But
I mean, we haven't mentioned Monopoly or Twister or Catan or chess.
Yes. I was worried you're actually going to do it. Anyways, that has been another video. We'll be back tomorrow. Please stay tuned. As always, thank you for being here. I'm Alex Radical from Board Game Co.
I'm Professor Meg. I want to say shout out to Clue.
It's a great game.
Clue's great when you only know of those games, you know?
That's such a demeaning way to put it.
Of games that you had access to as a kid at school, like in after-school care. Shout out to Clue.
Mine was Risk 20 to 10.
A lot, yeah.
Risk 20, specifically Risk 20 to 10. No, I never liked Stratego. I always felt Stratego was guessing. Didn't vibe for me. Anyways, as always, and until next time, I hope you have a good one.
Bye. Another one was Apples to Apples.
I did like that.
Yeah,
I did like that.
That makes sense. Alexa, is a salamander a lizard?
No, a salamander isn't a lizard. Salamanders are actually amphibians, while lizards are reptiles.
Yeah.
They look similar, but have different life cycles and body features.
You should leave all this.
More about amphibians.
Because I've been thinking about that since then. The light in the mist. It is a salamander a lizard.